Hey, BlenderBob here. This is not an official BlenderBob clip. It's just that I need some help to beta test the most incredible add-on I have ever published with the help of Tinkerboy, who helped me a lot programming that stuff. So after this, I will make another one that will be better and with better explanations and everything. But for now, I need some beta testers. So this is the add-on. It's called a Render Manager, and it will allow you to, well, let me show you. It's going to be easier this way. Okay, so I get a scene here with a monkey, a cube, a cylinder, and a torus. And I put them all into different connections. And now I would like to render them into different render layers. So I got my first render layer here. I'm just going to turn on the cube, and I can rename it cube. Then if I want another render layer, I can just go here, create a new one, and this one's going to be for the, I don't know, the monkey. So let's turn everything off. So this one, and this one, and I can rename it monkey. And every time you have to come here to change render layers. And that could be a little bit annoying if you have a very heavy scene. Every time you switch layer, it needs to redraw everything. And if you have the mistake of being in rendering mode, then it's going to re-update all the textures and everything. It's going to take forever. It's really, it's not the best way to work. So that's why we're going to use this add-on here called the Render Manager. So here you have a list of all your render layers here. And you can click on this little button to switch directly from one render layer to another. And you have a little plus sign here. So if you want to add another layer, just go like this. And this one, let's say it's for the cylinder. So I'm just going to turn these off. That's for my cylinder. I can rename it directly from here. Cylinder. Oops, cylinder. And I can create another one. I need another one for the torus. So this one's going to be torus. And I just want the torus in it. So I'm going to turn these off. So now I get all my layers that are set up like this. So you can add, you can turn them off also for rendering. So here you can decide if you want them to render or not. Copy paste, I will show you later what it's for because there's another way to do it. And you can also change the order of your layers. So I can say, for example, if I look at everything, let's say I turn everything on. So I get the monkey first, then I get the cube, and I get the cylinder, and I get the torus. So I want them in this order. So I will just change them. So I will take, for example, the monkey and bring it up. And then it's supposed to be the cube, then the cylinder, then the torus. So the order is good now. So I screwed up one of these. This one was the cylinder. So let me turn everything off. But the cylinder, okay. So now all my setup is done here. Now, we'll get something that you're going to like because let's say I want to play with the passes. So passes here, and I want for this layer, I want to turn this on. And for the next layer, well, usually you would have to go here to change it and all this stuff, and you have to mess in there and keep scrolling. Maybe not the best way to do it. So that's why we have here the render layer setting. When you click on this, you get this wonderful spreadsheet here where you see everything. You get an overview of all your render layers here, and you get all your passes and the rendering if you want to turn it on or off. So you can set up everything you want. So let's say that for this one, the monkey, this is what I want, and I want the Cryptomatte also. But I would like the same settings for the cylinder. Well, I can copy the settings here and I can paste them here, and everything's going to be exactly the same. So this is very cool. Press OK, and everything has been set up. Now, if you render this right now the way it is, it's going to render one big insane multi-layer EXR, and it's going to be unusable, especially if you work in full in 32 bits, because you have Cryptomatte. When you use Cryptomatte, you need to be in full 32 bits. So that's complicated. The way we work is to separate every render layer into two passes. And there's a way to do it that's very easy. You just click on the Create Render Nodes. I will make sure that everything is off here. Let me go to Compositing, and then I can create the render nodes. And you see that it's separated the color here. This is the color file with the data file. Now, this one here, you can see the name is actually the name of the layer. And this one here, the data path, is the name of the layer plus underscore data. And it's going to do this for every render layer. So this way, if you need to re-render only one layer, you can do it without affecting the other files. If everything was combined into one file, you wouldn't have a choice but to render the entire thing, which is not something you want to do. Another thing, also, other options that you have here fix for Y up. If I click on this, let me turn on, I only have normals. Let me add some more passes first. I will add some position pass too. So 1, 2, 3 position. Okay, that's good. So fix for Y up. If I click on this, you can see it created new nodes here on top of each other. There's one for the normal and one for the position pass. So if we take a look at the group, what it does, it separates the vectors, it multiplies one of them, the y, by -1, and recombines them, and it changes the order. So this one came from the y, now it's connected to z, and this one was z and it's connected to y. That's on purpose. Why do we do this? It's because Blender works z up, and all the compositing software are y up. So if you bring a normal pass or position pass into Nuke or into Resolve, it's not going to work. So that's why we need to do this. This is going to fix it for you. Another thing that compositors don't like to do is to deal with the diffuse, direct, indirect, and color and combine them together. They don't know how to do it in Nuke. They don't know the formula. So this is going to combine it for you. You click on this, and then when I generate everything, see, it combined the diffuse and did the same thing for the glossy. And if I had transparency, it would have done it also. So let's do it because it's so easy. I'm just going to turn the transparency on. And you see, this one only had the transmission color on, didn't have the other one, so it didn't do anything. But now if all three of them are selected, then I generate my nodes, and you see all three of them are done. So this is pretty cool also. The last thing is that if you turn on the denoiser when you render your stuff, well, it's only going to render denoise the image, but not the passes. So what's the point of having passes if they are not denoised? Well, that's going to fix the problem here. So you just click on denoise, and you generate your node, and you see everything gets denoised. Everything, every pass, the image, the diffuse, the glossy, and the transmission, they all get diffused. Oh, also, another thing here. You have all these alpha over nodes. What it does is it takes all these render layers and add them on top of each other to give you a preview of what it's going to look like. So the composite, what comes out of here, whatever you put here, this is going to be a composite of all your render layers on top of each other. So pretty cool stuff. If you want to install it, you go to my GitHub page. The link is in the description. You will see Render Layer Manager. You can click on it and you just download it here, download raw file. That will download the add-on. And then you will go into your preferences, into extension, and you will do install from disk. And then you find it in your download. You select the zip file and you just click install from disk. All right, so try it, give it a shot, give me some feedback. It's going to be released for free anyways, like all my add-ons. So I'm waiting for your comments. All right, bye.